Hey everybody, check this dope-ish. It's the Evans 12-inch drum pad. I picked this up off of Amazon. I'm an old drumhead trying to get back into the swing of things, wanted something to practice my rudiments on, kind of get my skills and chops back up. My current situation, I can't really have a full drum kit. It would drive the neighbors crazy, so I'm actually in the market for an electronic set. There's some great ones coming out this summer, and I'll be looking at those. But in the meantime, I kind of wanted something to beat on, and so I'm familiar with the traditional drum pads. This is one that I had years ago. Check this thing out. It's an old drum pad. It's basically a 4x4 square of rubber mounted on a terrible angled piece of wood. But you may have seen similar items. A lot of drum pads, they're 6 inches, they're 7 inches, they're 8 inches. Well, this is 12, and not only is it 12 inches mounted on wood, it's basically a two-sided pad. I'll show you that later, but the real convenience of it is that it mounts in a snare stand if that's something you want. So if you have someone who's interested in marching band or concert band, orchestra, mounting it in a snare stand would be a great feature, great practice. And another thing I like about it is this texture. They call it like the real feel. It's almost like a neoprene, but it really has a great shock absorption to it. It actually kind of feels like you're hitting a drum head in terms of the feedback that you get from the stick, right? There's a little bit of dampening to it. At the same time, you still get more of that real feedback as opposed to hitting something like wood where you're getting just a complete bounce back. It's a hard surface. It's absorbing it, and you're still getting a little bit of that feedback from the actual surface. So it's pretty cool. Another thing that I like about this drum pad is that it can also give you the effect of a rim shot. So you're allowed to do a few rim shots to practice, which is nice. So if you're a young drummer, rim shots can add a little interesting effect to your rudiments, So I like that as an additional feature, and that's basically because it's nice and flat. Now, let me show you the back side of this drum pad. And basically what this is a hard piece of rubber. Now, they call it side, I call it side B. They call it, a two-sided pad. Really, this is just a hard rubber pad. You might even be able to tell the difference in the sound. This is hard rubber. Almost no different than hitting this wood. So, I don't know. The feedback's not great. It is another surface to pound on. I guess if you have a set of sticks that have colored tips and you don't want to mark up the other side, maybe this is better to use. But it's louder. It has a more radical feedback. It's not going to absorb the impact similar to what a drum head would do. So while they say this is a double-sided drum pad, I really only use one side. I really think this second side is primarily just to grip a surface and also offer some dampening. And you can see both this, it's pretty, there's some size here, there's some heft. It's nice. It's a really nice pad. I'd recommend it to anyone starting out. Again, this is the Evans 12-inch drum pad. Leave any comments, but I have to say I really am impressed. I think it might be the best drum pad out in the market, besides pads that you're actually putting on your drum heads. Those are pretty effective as well, but as a standalone drum pad, this one is the best I've seen. So I'll put a link to it below. I got it off Amazon. It cost $30 even, and I just checked today. The price is still the same. So that's it. Take care.